Hi, guys, and welcome to the Real Gigi Show. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that is probably a little controversial because it's one that it's not commonly talked about and it's not always easy to understand or accept when it comes to the beauty industry nowadays and in modern society. But we're going to talk about it today because I think that it is an important topic, and that is the truth about human hair. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it. And I'm actually excited. I never would have thought prior to this year that I would be filming a video like this. But I came across a video yesterday that I resonated with. And I felt like I needed to bring it to you all as well because this is a juicy topic. It really is. And by the way, I am double filming right now. So if you notice that I have on the same outfit as the last episode, that is why. Moving on. I just want to bring you this information and allow you to, have your own convictions and take it back to God in prayer. But essentially, there are things in today's society that we're familiar with that seem really normal and really common when it comes to beauty standards or when it comes to lifestyle standards even. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all that it's cracked up to be. That doesn't mean that it's good to be used to those standards. There are some standards that the world will say is a normal standard that are completely out of alignment with, what we should be standing for as believers. So I have a couple of quick clips that I want to share with you all regarding the matter first before we dive fully into the conversation. I want to give you all a little history of the hair weave situation, where it comes from and things like that. And then we'll go ahead and get into more of the discussion. So let's dive in.
I couldn't help but wonder who this hair once belonged to. It's difficult to trace the origin of much of the hair on the market. It's no surprise because the hair trade has always been shady. For centuries, hair brokers have used any means necessary to get their hands on hair. In the 1800s, peasant women in France were lured into being shorn like sheep. In the early 1900s, it was reported that hair sold in the States was coming from sewers and corpses in China. Hair dealers were thought to be so shady, they were banned from Ellis Island. Controversy continued into the 21st century, as reported by CNN.
She lost 8 inches of hair. From the robber's perspective, it's quick and relatively easy money.
One constant in all of this is that the hair trade sets up shop wherever women are the most disenfranchised. And the people who end up wearing the hair are often unaware of the journey it took to get to them.
Most people do not know where their hair comes from, and I don't think they care.
Rika Hales, the founder of a hair extension salon in Los Angeles, didn't particularly care either.
Where do you get your hair from now?
I get my hair from India.
Widely considered to be one of the most ethical places to source hair, Hindu temples are a crucial part of the industry. Every year, millions of devout followers travel to temples like this one, the Sri Venkateshwara Temple in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh. It's the most visited Hindu temple in the world, and perhaps the most lucrative. Here, devotees shave their hair as an offering to the gods, which becomes an easy revenue source for the temple, bringing in more than $7 million per year. It's a practice that provides a constant supply of cheap, high-quality hair. But it's not for everyone. For some, matching specific textures and colors is worth paying top dollar for. Blonde, red, wavy, coily. The more niche the hair is, the more expensive and harder it is to source, making this type of hair prime for exploitation. With one of the fastest growing economies in Asia, its growth is a mix of opportunity and exploitation. Hairstylists here have been known to offer women next to nothing for their hair, or offer them what sounds like a good rate, only to disappear before payment.
If only you knew the truth. But guess what? In this video, you're going to know the truth. Now, this hair comes from people who will shave their own heads in order to shave off bad luck, or they will sacrifice their own hair unto their gods, which are demons. All right. They'll sacrifice unto their own gods for blessings, for spiritual reasons. So, and many of them, they don't even know where their hair is going. They actually have no clue. They just sacrifice at the temple. And guess what happens? They wash it, they clean it, and then they send it to surrounding nations. All right. So let's take a listen and a look at this. Right. I'll have to read it. These Indian women are sacrificing their hair. They offer their locks to the temple. Some even have to pay for their offering. But they don't know where it all goes. That's all the hair. Right? She says, "Did you know that your hair was then sold?" "Oh no, I didn't know that. If my hair is sold, it's really not good." It's a lucrative business, not only for the temple. Specialty companies treat the hair and auction it off.
This is the hair received from temple.
You see, he said from the temple. What does scripture read? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20, rather that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons and not to God. And I do not want you to have fellowship with demons. But there's going to be a woman in the comments, everything is demonic. This is demonic. And they're going to say that to defend buying human hair from people who sacrifice their own hair to demons. Demons. And you're watching this video and you know the truth, and you'll type in the comments, "Man of God, I'm going to keep my weave. I'm wearing it right now. I'm going to keep it. But you're going to contact me for deliverance. Man of God, I'm having spiritual spot dreams. I'm having demonic dreams. This person's trying to kill me. This person's trying to do this." I would say, hey, part of it's a problem. Part of your problem is what is on your head. You're wearing the accursed thing. These things were sacrificed to demons. There's no difference between this and a Ouija board or a crystal in your home that is demonic. There's no difference. But you want there to be a difference because it makes you look good. And you want to take their own DNA, their own hair that carries the spirit. From the moment that thing entered your doorstep, there were spirits on it.
My. Okay, so I previously was someone who wore human hair weave for years, and I enjoyed it because it was like easier and I felt like it was a protective style for my hair. So, I wouldn't have to put heat on my real hair or color on my real hair. And, I could just let my hair be healthy under the weave and everything. And that was my mindset, like, oh, I'm just taking care of my natural hair by wearing human hair weave, and it's cute and it looks good. And when I look back, because I haven't actually worn human hair in about 2 years, I pretty much only wear my real hair or I'll wear braids. But when I get extensions in my braids, it is not human hair. It is just whatever fake braiding hair from the beauty supply store is, simply because I learned about how spirits travel through hair and how hair has energy. It carries energy. So when I think about how much a person carries in their mind, how much they've been through, some people have so much trauma, so much pain, so many intrusive thoughts. They're wrestling, they're battling in their mind constantly. And you think about, the hair that grows through the pores of your scalp where your head is. There's a lot of energy happening there already. And then you go and you place on someone else's energy onto your head, on your dome, on your crown. And you wonder why people start to not know their identity and act like everybody else. And you don't see the uniqueness. For a lot of people, if you're not aware of it, it can begin to affect your identity, honestly, because you're not even aware of it. See, the enemy is crafty. He'll take something that looks pretty and beautiful and cute and be messing you over big time. And so, again, I was someone who wore human hair weave for years, loved me good sewing, you know what I'm saying? I've done the lace fronts and everything like that. And when I look back at my pictures, I'm gonna just talk about me personally because I can. When I look back at my pictures, it never looked natural. Like, it never looked natural. And I would get annoyed sometimes when guys would try to make the comments on women when, you know, we wear hair weave and they say it doesn't look natural, or they could see this or they could see that. I'm like, mind your business. But when I actually step out of it and look for myself from a different point of view, I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now, some of y'all be looking bomb.com. Don't get me wrong. Some of y'all weaves still be top tier. Weaves are still tempting. Like, it looks good, right? And for some people, it works. I'm just saying, for me personally, the weaves that I wore in the past did not look natural on me. Doesn't mean that it couldn't look natural one day, but I don't intend on trying it again because I know better. And I've come such a long ways, because when I think about when I was wearing human hair weaves, that was a period in my life where I did not know myself. I did not know my purpose. I was confused. I was settling. My personality was like missing partially, because it was like I was not being my full self. And maybe wearing other people's hair had something to do with it. Honestly, when I think about where I'm at now in life and in my relationship with God, I feel more connected than I've ever been before with God. And that has taken a lot of quiet time with Him, and just, you know, changing my lifestyle habits and things like that, and coming to know the Word more, but also realizing my identity through Him. And so I'm not saying that I think that it's bad to wear extensions or have enhancements and things like that. I'm specifically talking about when it comes from someone else. See, there's a difference between having extensions and enhancements that didn't belong to another person with their own issues. When you start to put on something from someone else, that's when you got to be careful. And maybe one day I'll do an episode on wearing other people's clothes as well, because you might go purchase something from the thrift store, and if you haven't prayed over it, you're putting on clothes for someone who might have slept in that outfit for a week, depressed and crying. Then you put that energy on. We might talk about that in another video, but like I said, I think that this is just something that I wanted to bring up, because I have personal experience in the past wearing human hair weave, and I've been delivered. I've been delivered. And it still be cute. Don't get me wrong. I still be like, man, I want me a little ponytail on the back. But if I do it, and if I get braids again, it just can't be from another human. You know what I'm saying? Because the enhancement itself, I don't believe, is the problem. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. This is a lot. This is deep. But I think it's when you take something from someone else and try to make it your own, you begin to carry an energy that's not your own, especially if you're not aware of it. So I just wanted to bring that up. When we talk about women in other countries who have literally shaved their heads to sacrifice to their gods, they're saying it. This is not hidden. They're letting you know they have other gods. And as a child of God, we're not supposed to even have anything to do with idolatry. God does not play about idolatry at all. You know, so that's serious. And this is your crown. So we have to be really careful. Why are we coming into agreement with something that came from someone who doesn't believe in our God? They think differently, but then we're supposed to put on the mind of Christ, and you putting on a mind of idolatry. Woo! That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. And so we just have to be mindful. And then I think too about the women who might be victims of being robbed for their hair or trafficked, you know, the slave trade, people who literally had their hair taken from them for the beauty industry, for someone else to make money off of it. So now you're putting hair on your head that's connected to trauma and pain because someone has been abused in order for you to wear that hair. And so, you know, it is deep, but this is why I wanted to bring this to us, you know, just to have the conversation. You all let me know your thoughts down below. I know this is probably shaking up a lot of people because when I first started learning about this, it was a lot for me too. But I'm going to share some videos down below for you all to learn a little bit more and do your own research and pray about it for sure. I hope this video helps someone. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.